To me, there are three types of Singaporean. One, look at it, walk away. The second type, take out their camera, take picture, then put into their Facebook or Instagram. The third type is where I come in. My mission is to return dignity to the disabled and disadvantaged through vocation with passion. One day in Dignity Kitchen, we put a badge. The badge was blind, deaf, and mental. 0 sales. Everybody see the word mental, walk away. Mental, walk away. One of the guy was in Hokkien. He said, you must be mental to get mental people to cook. Aren't you worried that mental people put things inside there? My man cried. So I said, don't cry. You have nothing to cry for. The problem is not you. The problem is him. Somebody nominated me last time, but I said, no, I'm not going to do for this type of thing. But this year I did it for a very special reason. 2024 was very tough. We were actually losing money. So I need the money to pay them bonus this year. So I told myself, let's do this one more time. I want to build Malaysia, Indonesia, and replicate, because every society has hawkers, have poor people, have disabled people. The final stage of this project is to IPO a social enterprise. All these NGO, social enterprises are all looking for fund. Where is the biggest pool of money? The capital market.
Koh Seng Chun, my brother.
Yeah, we have a very similar background.
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, we are the same age.
Okay.
We grew up in the same kampong in Singapore. You know,
Yeah.
and
Same
we are
age.
Same age.
Yeah, but I got more white hair than me.
And I think we both are pretty good looking. What do you think?
Yeah. That I agree. That I agree wholeheartedly.
It's been said that there's a very fine line between brilliance and insanity. You agree with that?
I agree.
You know? So which side do you sort of vacillate towards?
Both.
Brilliance or insanity?
No, but you must look at it from a different perspective. You look at it from purpose. Whether you're insane or you're brilliant is all to do with what are you trying to achieve. So the purpose-driven one is very important. I'm very fortunate. Over the years, I've done a lot of what I call adventure. You know, I went through a lot from the years. And I'm very blessed that at my age now, I can look back and say, yeah, I did it my way. It's a very exciting thing.
It is exciting. And I think what is special about you is that you are a man of contradictions.
I'm very blessed that I have a very supportive family.
Yes, must be.
My wife, my 2 sons, my daughter-in-law, and now my grandson also.
Also supportive.
Yeah, very supportive.
How old is your grandson?
He should be 1 year old by May.
Okay.
So without them, honestly, I wouldn't have got where I am today. Then there's my mom and dad. Wish they were here. And my family, my sibling. So success is not that one person standing here receiving an award and everything. Success has to do with a lot of people behind you, putting you there. So I'm very blessed that I got very good support. True lah, they nag at you, they shout at you, they scream at you. Right, but without them, I wouldn't be able to do what I do today.
You are an engineer.
Doing social good.
You're an engineer, and an engineer thinks systems. Right?
Yep.
So I can imagine that you are a logic-driven systems thinker.
Yeah.
Right? On the other hand, you need to be a disruptor.
Yeah.
Right? So you are an interesting mix of left and right brain.
If you look at a problem, let me give you an example. Every Singaporean come across this every day. You go to hawker center, you see the 80-year-old auntie cleaning table. So to me, there are 3 types of Singaporean. One, look at it, walk away. The second type, take out their camera, take picture, then put into their Facebook or Instagram. The third type is where I come in. I went up to them and said, auntie, in Hokkien, I don't have money for you, but I promise you 1 hot meal every night. So every day, if you happen to pass by Boon Keng Road, there's a long queue of 100 uncle, auntie queuing up for free food. It's like finding a problem and solve it. So now I've been by now about millions of mailbox. So in a way, I solve problem, that's all. Like mother and child. You see, we train and place special needs, right? We train thousands by now. Then I realize some kids cannot train. Because there's no way they can get a job. So the idea is put mother and child together and sell second-hand books. I just started selling flowers, but flowers die. Then I start selling handicraft. Nobody buy. Then I realized Books is recycling. You know, you got books at home, right? After that, you throw them away.
Yeah.
Don't. I take it, I clean, and I sell it. And you support mother and child. And that's the birth of Dignity Mama.
Yeah.
It's been around for 12 years now, supporting Singapore.
It's a retail outfit, right?
Yeah, it's a retail outlet where in 5 hospitals, where mother and child work together, I collect book from you, I recycle them, I sell. So as an engineer, you find a problem and then you find a solution. You see, I ask this thinker, every problem has a solution.
Yeah.
How do you solve it?
And what you said earlier, it's combined and you stay focused because of purpose.
Yeah,
right.
There is a purpose.
But
If
do you feel
solve
that? Do you feel that that's missing? You know, as we're shooting in so many different directions, we're trying to solve a lot of micro problems, but it's not all coming together with a purpose. It's not enough.
What's the big picture? Jobs, employment,
And dignity
And
that
dignity.
come with jobs.
So you see, the 4 basic principles. First, you skill these people.
Yeah.
It took me 2 years to write kopi O, kopi si, kopi kau, kopi po, teh si, teh o. Do you know that nobody ever tried to write this? So we were the first one to draw those pictures. How much that was 16 years, 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Skill them. But to skill them, you need the curriculum. So I spent 2 years writing hawker training program. Nobody done it. We have a formal hawker training program developed by us. And my mom always tell you, what's the point of studying so much, right? You're going to die, you bring the knowledge with you.
Yeah.
Don't bring try to give away the knowledge, right? After skilling them, get them job. This is the most important thing. If a person have money, earning money, support his family, right? That solve the family problem. You'll be surprised. A lot of them will create thousands of jobs for disabled people, right? If they cannot get job, I create job. I got Dignity Mama, Dignity Avatar, all kinds of projects. But they are paid. It's not free. After integrate back to society, if you come to Dignity Kitchen, it's actually a hawker center that integrate them. The food they cook for you are people with special needs. Try my laksa, try my fish and chip. They're all special needs, but they can cook. Okay, they don't talk to you, that's all.
Yeah.
You can't ask questions like, where's the chili? They ignore you. It's okay. But it's a way of integrating back. The final one is very simple. Inclusiveness. Get society to accept them. So what do? We organize event, bringing corporate here, packing meal box, making bakery, cookies. Skill them, employment, integration, and inclusiveness.
Yeah.
And equal to dignity.
When did you chance upon this idea of dignity? That dignity is the center of meaningful existence.
We don't learn by going to read books, listening to seminars and all that. I went to see. I was part. Okay, a bit of background. I am a Poly graduate, Singapore Poly. After that, I realized Polytechnic cannot go to get a degree. And at that time, I realized a degree, a piece of paper is very important. People got degree, get the same pay as you, right? And you got Polytechnic diploma. So I went in, my mom and dad was very good. And they say, this is my money I save for my funeral money, So I told my mom, I will not let you down. So I went to UK to study. I got first class honors degree in engineering and business study. Then I stayed to work there. And the time I worked there was it's called the winter of discontent. That where Arthur Scargill, Ian McGregor, Margaret Thatcher,
all the strikes.
Yeah, so I become a foundry manager. I run the foundry. I tell you the story. One day, the van came back, and it all smashed up. So my boss said, "Can you go and find out what happened?" And I went to find out. 4 o'clock in the morning, I went to this coal mine. You see a lot of people shouting at you, scared. People who break tires, they shout at you, they throw things at you, they smash up. But you look up there, you see the family. Yeah. You see the mother, the son, the daughter. This is winter. Then you realize these people may be fighting. But who are they fighting for? The people out there, their family. And when the coal mine closed, the whole community stopped. So I come to learn about how important the community is. And over the years, after that, I worked there many years. I went to work in everywhere, Bilbao, Spain, everywhere, Switzerland.
You spent quite a bit of time in China and India.
I went to China, India. China, India come later. So I came back to Singapore. I worked for Cooperson Library. And I found out that in Singapore, the fascinating thing about it is you don't see beggars and you don't see homeless people. You don't see disabled people in shopping center. Nowadays, yes, there's a change over the last 20, 30, 40 years. But they don't. Why you don't see disabled people in shopping center?
Lose face.
Yeah. And I remember one particular incident is my friend's son. You know it's Meltdown? I was in Switzerland same time. At one time, I was a place called Interlaken. A boy meltdown, autism or meltdown. You know what the Swiss did? They give ice cream, they give cookies, they do everything.
Yeah.
And the boy calmed down. It was quite funny, quite happy. This happened in one of the shopping center. A boy, my friend's son, meltdown. In Singapore. And guess what? Handphone, take picture. The mother is crying. Come on.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of impetus to why I start is because when I saw all this happening, maybe I can do something about it, you know. So then I started something called Dignity Day. Every once a month, I try to do good. I started with Spottiswoode Park. That's where the thing, your mom will be one of my auntie I bring out.
Certainly.
So every month I bring them out. Because you see, the problem here, everything is a problem. You see, these people don't go to a nursing home. They are out there. Morning they sit there, at night they sit there, every day they sit there. So I realized, auntie, I can bring you up. So I brought with 4, 8. He ended up from Spottiswoode Park, become Everton Park, Tanjong Pagar, everywhere. Over 120 people. It doesn't cost anything. It's just the bus rental. So my message to people is that you don't need to join an association or anything. If you really find the thing that you love to do, just go and do it.
And maybe even get a few friends to come together and do it and have fun.
Yeah, that's all.
Right?
It doesn't. So it just grows from there.
That's the part that I really like about your story, right? I mean, how you chance about the spontaneity. You send something. You didn't think it was right.
Yeah.
Instead of waiting to raise funds or create a foundation, you just went ahead and did this monthly, is it?
Yeah, every month,
once a month. You just did it.
I tell you, they're the best security guard. Every day I come home, you got somebody come here, I go, okay, I know them.
Yeah.
But you see, what I'm trying to explain to you is that there are issues everywhere in Singapore.
Yeah.
But the problem is people can walk away. So I always remember this speech by John F. Kennedy is that ask not what the country can do for you, what you can do for your country. The other one is just say is think big but start small.
Yeah.
So I did that. But after 6 years, I moved up to Gilman Heights, another place. And I realized, that's no fun. No, cannot drive back forth. So I walked into Kaki Bukit Remand Prison. I told them I can teach. The warden was quite funny. He said, people are trying to get out, you want to come in? I said, so I did it for, not very long. Because Dignity Day is 1 day a month. They liked me very much. A second prison came, Selarang Drug Rehabilitation Center. So I work with these special kids who take drugs and all that. And I learned about this. You see, by doing this, you learn about society.
Exactly.
And then the mother of all prison came, Changi. And I was working at A5, B4, and I learned about society and all this issue. Then I tell myself, I think I can do more. And that's how Project Dignity started.
Yeah.
Never start a business or anything looking for money. Look for people. So I went to a lot of people and asked them. Some say can help, some got family, cannot. And second, 08, I look for, 07. Then 07, I look for place. Right. Most entrepreneurs think big, but really think a bit, we can't afford it. Then I started then 08, I look for money. This is where I learned a lot about working with government and other agency. Right. They got guidelines. It's not wrong. It's not like a guideline. So I remember going to Spring Singapore. Mr. Koh, your idea very good. Right. Because at that stage, things like social enterprise is very new.
Yeah.
Why a business will do it? So what is a social enterprise? It's just a commercial entity with a social mission. That's all.
That's it.
And my mission is to return dignity to the disabled and disadvantaged through vocation with passion. That's all.
Yeah.
And they told me, Mr. Koh, your idea. Then they told me, I see, you got social, right? That should be under MCYS, Community Care Fund. So I went there, presented not once, but twice. And they loved the idea. Mr. Koh, but you see, you got training, right? You should go to WDA. And I went to WDA, they told me, Mr. Koh, we don't fund startup. You must go back to Spring Singapore. And I realized that one big round, nobody help you. So I decided to remortgage an office and put it 200,000 and to start the whole project. So first one started very small. It's only one hawker store at Balestier Market. You know Bun Tong Kee, right next to it. I did that. And I didn't know. It's a remarkable project in the sense that every day got people coming.
This
people,
is Dignity Kitchen.
Yeah. Everybody come. Everybody say, oh, can you help my son? Then I've got even people who live in the, rubbish chute, right, also come and see me. Then I realized that after, nearly 2 years, I realized I need to expand. Business is not that simple. Rental, all this will kill you, But I decided, go and borrow $500,000 again.
When you say borrow from whom?
Loan from bank and all that. My reputation is okay. My credibility is okay. But I realized as you go along, people don't trust you anymore already. Then I went to second place at Kaki Bukit, and it actually doing quite well. I expanded, rental goes up again. And also they wanted to take a place back. Then I moved to a third place in Serangoon. And from the third place, I built and expanded very well. The first one, Balestier, is create. The second one is innovate. We actually done a lot of innovate. It takes an engineer to do a lot. We train blind person, we train all kinds, but through innovation. And the third place, which is Kaki Bukit, is to sustain it. So by then, it's not making lots of money because whatever money I go to feed the elderly. I go to train special needs. All the money goes back to them. I don't keep the money. Then eventually, I managed to get through, sustain itself. There was 200,000. No, it's not too bad. It's not a lot of money, but at least it keep the business going. Then the stage 4, expand. The opportunity is there. And to either expand, grow Singapore or grow Hong Kong. Hong Kong is a very unique project.
Yeah. Just for our viewers to understand, right? I mean, you've shared quite a bit about your motivation, what in your journey, right? But I'd like to focus on 2 things. Number 1, your experience in setting up Dignity Kitchen in Hong Kong. How is the experience in Hong Kong different from the experience in Singapore? That's number 1, right? But more importantly, what I'd like to talk about a little bit more is what are the byproducts of what you do? What are the unexpected consequences of what you do? Because there is tremendous knock-on effect, positive knock-on effect because of what you're doing. So I'll come to that and I'd like to end by having a deeper conversation about that. But first, if you could share with us how you ended up in Hong Kong, of all places. How did you end up in Hong Kong?
There are over 18, but counting now is about 18, 19 countries coming to put and say everything on the plate. Like China, like that, they give us a site, 8 years free rental, come to Lohu.
To do the same
set up
thing.
Dignity Kitchens.
And what are the other countries, for example?
Glasgow, who give us a 10,600 square feet of space. They also support money-wise, they also give us. So basically, there are a lot of people came.
But why can't they do it on their own?
Because they solve, after 16 years, right, you solve a very critical problem in any society. Food for the poor, disabled people training, is an inner city solution. So every country who saw this, come, right? We got Taiwan coming again. Everybody. You see, the thing is, I don't have the resources to expand. I'll tell you more about stage 5 later. But Hong Kong was very interesting. They came to see us in 2014. They provide us a site at Causeway Bay. Can you imagine Causeway Bay? Give it to you. But at that time was the umbrella movement. So I'm not so keen. And at that time, she was the chief secretary. So I said, no, we don't want. But I did one thing very good. I left the whole training program for them. You take it, go and help yourself do it. They can't. You see, Dignity Kitchen is not what you see. There are a lot of background things that you need to support it. In 2018, they came back again. What will make you come back? I got 3 conditions. Actually, honestly, I was just maybe not so serious. They agreed to all 3. So they give us a site at, one of them is Causeway, 618 Shanghai Street. So we went in, we set it up.
Who is they?
Hong Kong Urban Renewal Authority.
Okay.
Right. They came in, it's part of it's a government agency. And they give us a site, built Dignity Kitchen for us. We registered in February 2019. And in June the 4th, we started renovation. Wow. is the start of the social unrest.
Yes.
Every day they were fighting, every day there were a lot of problems, non-stop. And this is Nathan Road. This is Shanghai Street.
Yeah.
Every day, this is Nathan Road. So where do the police car, traffic car, all the riot police, they are here.
Wow.
We went through that. Actually, honestly, a lot of people, why you don't go? Why don't you run? No, go home. It's not. At that time, I haven't spent a lot of money yet. So it happened in Mongkok MTR station. I came back.
Yeah.
And then when I came back, I saw hundreds of kids smashing the entire MTR station. Then I ran out. I went to the MTR station, exit C, and I see young people burning down the whole MTR station exit. And I realized, time to go home. Right. But as I saw it burning, something dawned on me. What's the point? What's your point, Sing Chun? You want to set up Dignity Kitchen to help people, and whenever there's a problem, you run away. And if you run away second time, then must I forget about Dignity Kitchen? And that's where I decided, let's do this. So I took out my handphone, I called my manager one by one. I said, you guys,
managers in Singapore.
I need help now. I really need help. That's where leadership comes in. They don't ask questions. They drop everything one by one. So Mr. Loy came up, helped me with the setting up. Mr. Kiet came in, operation, set up training. One by one they came in. And Judy came up. One by one they did. No question. I know what happened. You see Channel News Asia every day fighting, right? Then the wife called up. Hey, Mr. Koh, why you send my husband? It's not that bad. But that time was quite tough. You know how if you ever go to Hong Kong, the t-shirt is grey. Why grey? Because original t-shirt in Singapore is black. So I realized in Hong Kong, cannot be black in color, cannot be white in color, cannot be blue in color, cannot be yellow color. So all end up grey. And that's a funny part.
How was it to work with the Hong Kong authorities?
Oh, yeah. Having worked in Hong Kong, having the benefit of setting something up in Hong Kong and setting up in Singapore is very different culture. The government or the people that support me are very enterprising. They don't call them ministers there, they call them secretary. They are all very supportive and they are very enterprising. The way I come to the end of the discussion, I work with them instead, they got one term, prove it. That's all. Like the case of Avatar, we have in Singapore. I went to our ministers. They tell me to go to A-Star. They go to, right. But in Hong Kong, they said, I give you 2 robots, 1 year, prove it. And I did. Even Dignity Kitchen, what they say, we give you the site now, prove it. Right. It's a very, they are risk taker. They are risk taker. Yeah. I'm not saying right or wrong. It's just different culture altogether. And that's how I can survive Hong Kong.
What do you think, based on your experience in working in Hong Kong and so on, as someone who's been there and done it, what would you like to see changed here, the way we do it, the way we support social enterprises, for example?
First of all, if you look at the people I work with in Hong Kong, the secretaries or that, they have really the background they require. For example, the IT secretary is actually from the IT industry. So they all have that particular background. Ours is slightly different. Ours is, they come from generals and whatever, civil servant. They are different culture. They are civil servant culture and versus one. Oh, some of these are civil servant, they grow all together. Even at that time, the chief executive, she's a social worker before she became the chief executive. Right. So from their background, they all have a base, a foundation, which is why make it easier to talk to them. Even when I do the Avatar project, the question he answered, he really know what he's talking about. Right. And to be honest, they are very, in terms of support, they are very supportive. Not every time you can get money from them. Right. But at least in terms of influence, getting people to help you, they are there.
And also in kind, right? Because
in kind.
Because, we talk about rent, labor, transportation. These are important factors of production, right? You were given the land.
Yeah.
You were given the lease.
The site,
the site. I mean, that's already...
Oh, that's solved the problem.
Huge problem.
Project Dignity is an enterprising project.
Yeah.
We are entrepreneurs. And I realized in order to do a business, that's why I say the uniqueness of it is I'm actually an entrepreneur. And to do the business, 2 of the major costs is rental and labor costs. You must understand who manages all the land managers in Singapore, the Singapore Land Authority. So And I tell you, I'm very blessed to actually have the chance to work with SLA. They are very progressive, very supportive, and they will go through the extra mile to find a solution together, working together. So I'm very blessed that they work with us, right, in trying to set up project with social good, social causes. Things has changed over the last 20 over years. Hong Kong is the is the Urban Renewal Authority. They own and manage most of the land. So you solve the rental problem. So what is left is the labor problem. So you just have to, in the business, try to operating expenses and balance off your labor costs. That's it. Your revenue. That's all it matters. So I'm very blessed that I got very good governmental agency to work with. Right. Things are changing. If you ask me 10, 15 years ago when I first started, now the culture has changed, more receptive, more supportive of our social project.
That's very good to know. So let's now come to the last part, perhaps the most important part of this conversation, social awareness. That's what I want to talk about.
I first started.
You see, when you start something like Dignity Kitchen, you start off thinking that your clientele, your stakeholders are the people you're helping directly. That's your first level.
Yeah.
But where your biggest contribution is, if you ask me, is allowing people, regular people like us, to number one, acknowledge that we do have people with special needs. We do have people who are differently abled in society. That acknowledgement must be there, and thirdly, there must be the opportunity for them to interact so that it's not pity.
Yeah.
It is empathy.
Yeah.
It is considerateness and so on that comes in. So I just want to share with you, in 2015, I was in Paris for the UNESCO's inaugural global conference on persons with disabilities. Okay. And I was invited to chair a couple of sessions there. What struck me was it was a global conference organized by UNESCO. There was not a single representative from India or China. And that really struck me. And it still bothers me. Because in Asia, the culture of not losing face. So when you have a disabled member in the family, in India, for example, in the villages, today, you chain them and keep them in a room. Nobody in the village is supposed to know that you have a disabled child or disabled parent. Now that has to change. And that is dignity, right?
Yeah.
That is dignity.
Agree.
Dignity of being counted for. Dignity of being acknowledged. If you ask me, that's the first level of dignity.
Yeah.
In our society, we are evolving very fast. We are becoming socially correct. But I am also concerned sometimes when you have activism, to be socially correct. Very much the Western orientation of doing things.
I get what
So, what do you think is the strongest impact that you think an organization like Dignity Kitchen has done or can do in Singapore?
As I told you, I'm a consultant as well, management consultant. 4 basic approach. You want to solve this, look at an answer to your overall question, awareness.
Yeah.
You got to go out and create awareness of what all these social issues you're looking at. After, you must engage them.
Yeah.
Right. You walk in and listen to lecture, people will not come. You must come up with ideas, engaging. We have people packing mailbox for the poor, people going to homes and all that. The third thing is educate them. Right. You educate them from their perspective. So every event that we do, we always have a reflection section. What have you learned from the whole thing? And the final one is important. Inspire them. It's something called Dignity Day. If every one of you sitting there do one Dignity Day, like what I do, one Dignity Day.
How you started.
Yeah. So if you go out, let's say you like dogs and cats, SPCA, wash the dog, right? So it's called Dignity Day. If everyone in Singapore do one day, that's 12 days a month. Yeah. First, you must create awareness, engage them, educate them, and finally inspire. So these 4 basic principles is what actually we set up with a lot of event to try reach out. Has it been easy? Singapore has an issue of empathy. That's how when I first started. When I first started in many years ago, I decided because we are very slow. By the way, still get a problem. The latest one was in Hong Kong. Somebody forgot to put the egg. You know what the customer wrote and said, it's not the same as your picture. Come on, my girl forgot to put an egg. That's all. People don't understand. But the biggest education for me is one day in Dignity Kitchen, we put a badge. The badge was blind, deaf, and mental. Do you know what happened? 0 sales. Everybody see the word mental, walk away. Mental, walk away. One of the guy was in Hokkien. He said, you must be mental to get mental people to cook. Aren't you worried the mental people put things inside there?
Yeah.
I told the guy, like, it's only $2.50. Can you please don't buy. My man cried. So I said, don't cry. You have nothing to cry for. Right. The problem is not you. The problem is him. After 2 weeks, my staff and say, boss, can take out or not? We took out. I still have the badges at home. Right. So I realized empathy. I got a girl in Hong Kong, his hand is born like that. People think that's dirty. I say, what the heck? It's not to do it. It's just her hand cannot do the things. So a lot of time, but time has changed. I can tell you now, after the year 2025 and what is 2014, it's so different now. People are more receptive. You can't change the world in one day. You got to do step at a time.
Yeah.
And by doing this, I'm very glad that we work with schools, colleges. What's the impact? The impact now, if I look back at all the social enterprise that was set up, the charity that are set up, they're more open to innovation, more open to ideas, more open to support you. Even my Singapore Land Authority, they are supporting us and all that. So Singapore is changing and it's moving in the right direction.
Do you have structured ways in which critical stakeholders like big corporations, multinational corporations, large NGOs that operate in Singapore, established NGOs, nursing homes, and government have the opportunity to directly interact with your people?
Yeah, we are actually a social enterprise. We are revenue generating. We earn money selling food. We earn money by doing delivery. We organize event. We rent out space and we conduct training. So an NGO, government agency come here, we want to do event to educate my people. Yeah, you pay. There's no such thing as discount for you.
Yeah.
You pay like everybody else. And that's how the revenue come in.
But more than revenue.
Yeah.
The interaction.
Yeah.
Right?
They learn about the thing. But we have different events, serious hawker for the day, lunch treat and all that. And what happens is at the end of the day, the last section is the most powerful. Reflection. What have you learned from this episode? And you'll be surprised when you got all 20, 30 of them sitting there exchanging viewer. That part of it is very important. And to educate is not just some seminar telling you stories. We actually get them to pack the mailbox, actually give it to the poor directly. Right.
Them means sorry.
All these people, corporate, everybody, NGO coming to learn.
Okay.
Because learning is not just listening to somebody. Learning is actually doing it. Yeah. We got people who do cookies. We have people who do all kinds of things. But why food? Food is a fantastic topic.
Yeah.
Everybody's engaged.
Seng Chun, you got, 4 years, 2014 or 2015, you got the Social Enterprise Award. Right?
2015.
2015.
I got the Social
so
Enterprise.
5 years from starting Dignity Kitchen.
I went for the award. I'm one of those people who don't go for those entrepreneurship award. I have to pay for those awards. I never do those things.
Yeah.
But when award give you money, I do it. And why that award was very important is because in 2015, imagine the first few years I was losing money. I need money. And every year I got no bonus for my people. So I tell myself, let's go for this. And we went for it. And luckily I got it. There are $50,000. And you know what I did? I give bonus for the people. And they're so happy. You see, some of these people need the job. Not they want the job, they need the job.
Yeah.
So they don't want to work. They don't leave.
Yeah.
So I say, okay, I'll get this award, 50,000 I give to them. The second award was it's quite recent, the World 50 Best Restaurant Award Champion of Change. Now, people don't know this. In Singapore, There are not many people with the World 50 Best Restaurant Award. In the whole world, there's only 3 persons who has got this Champion of Change Award. This award is not like any other award. They fly you to London on a business class. They get you all dressed up in front of 3,000 chefs in the world who's waiting for who's going to be number one, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And they give you £22,000, right? And the money comes in because it's very important. The year was 2023, I think, 2022. You know, COVID was very tough. And for years now, you see, my people are very good. Actually, there's a story about how we survived COVID. And these people actually deserve something. So the money is £20,000. I give 10,000 Hong Kong, 10,000 Singapore. I brought Hong Kong, I bring them to Zhuhai, China for holiday. Singapore, I bring them to Batam, I bring them. The money goes to them. They are my people. That's what leadership is all about. Absolutely. We share.
And
the last one was the best.
In February this year, right?
Oh no, before that was another one. It's the Tetler Award for Humanity Award. That was quite nice actually.
So you had to wear a tuxedo?
I never been to a Tetler Ball. It was very nice. But the last one.
But really, the one that I want to focus on is
Singaporean of the
winning the Straits Times Singaporean of the Year award for 2024.
That was very nice, actually.
That's amazing. And the president, our president, Tharman Shanmugaratnam, gave you the award at the Astana. Now, how did you feel when you got this award?
The funny part was why I go for this award. So this award was. Somebody nominated me last time, but I said, no, I'm not going to do for this type of thing. But this year I did it for a very special reason. So because 2024 was very tough, we were actually losing money because a lot of F&B closed down.
And there was a fire.
Yes, and the fires really messed me up. So I need the money to pay them bonus this year, right? So I told myself, let's do this one more time. So I went in, they nominated me. And when I received the award, an announcement was made. I actually didn't prepare for the speech. The first line was, I wish my mom and dad were here to see this because I think they'll be very proud of what I did. But when I went to award, I collected, the president said something very nice. This is the highest honor for a Singaporean. I was really very touched. So I told him, it took me 16 years to get your award. And I was very thankful because it's something very nice. So the 20,000 is I'm going to give them as bonus for my staff and whatever remain is to cover some surgery operation costs as well, right? So I'm very blessed that I'm lucky enough to receive the award, right? So I went for award because I need to give it back to my staff as well, and that's where this is what leadership is all about. So
Seng Choon, in all these years, right? From the time you went to Sheffield University to do your engineering business degree, working in various countries as a consultant, China, India, and so on, and then coming home to Roost, and starting Dignity Kitchen, and here you are, right? You are at a point of inflection. You're at a point where I'm quite certain that you're going to go out there and go global. Ultimately, that's the crowning glory, right? But if you were to do that, would you be doing that for yourself, or would you be doing that because you want to hand over?
Let me explain. There are 5 stages of this project. I'm an engineer, I told you everything. That's why it's called Project Dignity. Everything's a project. So there are 5 stages in this project. 2016, when I started this, first I must create. That's Balestier. After Balestier, Kaki Bukit, I must make sure that I am able to innovate a lot of ideas. You'll be surprised if I come to where we're doing is quite interesting. I mean, if you want, I can demonstrate to you how we train blind people. Then the third thing, after that, important thing is to sustain it at Kaki Bukit. Then expansion, Hong Kong and Singapore, the final stage. This is where my parents always teach me something. How this all started was 0 to 25, son, you must go and learn. You get
0 to 25 years.
Yeah, so 25 to 50, must go and earn. Earn your money, earn your reputation, start your family, whatever it is. 50 onwards, you have to go back. You have to give back. Parents always teach me, mom and dad always teach me, Semputalai Siputai Chi. You come with nothing, you go with nothing. So myself, find a way of giving it back. So at 49 exactly, I started Project Dignity. So I'm very blessed that this is the final stage of what I want to do. And I want to do something that no one has ever done in the world, right? Project Dignity, everybody laughed at me when I first started. These are people who, at this end, they buy me lunch and says, remarkable project, right? But now I have one more thing I want to do. The last stage of this project is to expand this further. That means I want to build Malaysia, Indonesia, and replicate, because every society has hawkers, have poor people, have disabled people. I have the solution. So my idea is to do something. The final stage of this project is to IPO a social enterprise. Let me explain to you why. I'm a social enterprise. I can't afford people like you to work for me because I can't afford their salary. Second thing is, I want everybody in Singapore to actually do good thing by next time you buy share, don't just because of share, buy, because of social good. And now every company has to do social good. And the third reason is all these NGO, social enterprise are all looking for fund. Where is the biggest pool of money? The capital market. That's logic. You see, that's the engineer thinking. It's logic. So the only way to link them is to do an IPO. Yeah. Can it be done? I really don't know. People who listen to this may say, this guy's a joker. Gotta be
or
joking.
They may come to you and support you.
Yeah, maybe not. But if I can break the whole capital market to allow a social enterprise in there, so every corporate wants to do social good will come to me every quarter or every 2 months. I get all the people in Asia wanting to look for money come in here. And that was the platform between here and there. Has it been done? No. Everybody talk about ESG, everybody talk about E, everybody can do it. S, no one. No. You'll be the first one in the world which open the market. So hopefully either do Singapore or do Hong Kong exchange. And that will be my song. I got 2 problems. My issue is management. I hope to find, I'm very fortunate. My son is helping me now. Hopefully one day he will be able to take on the helm of running this baby and hopefully helping more people. Now I've got 187 working for me. 80% are disabled. Over 50% are people over 50 years old. I hope to expand this to replicate all the other country, and hopefully we can reach out to more people to help them, because we got a whole system already. I'm an engineer. This ISO 22000 hawker center, can you imagine? None of your hawker center reach up to ISO standard. I got the work skill qualification program. All these are systematically done already. It's just matter going to, I saw Hong Kong 6 years. Why cannot be done? It got social impact. It's actually sustainable business. And thirdly, it's scalable. It really scaled to Hong Kong. So my final journey is basically expand this to other country and hopefully...
And create that global awareness.
That's right. And this, if I can find a partner who say, okay, let's work together, we can expand. And that is what we try to do.
You know, the word that comes to my mind is faith. I see in you a man driven by faith. By faith, I'm not talking about religion per se. I'm talking about faith in people and faith in goodness. I hope you'll never lose that. Thank you very much, Keng Ching.
Thanks very much for the opportunity to be here.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.